Hi, it's Darnell with Way Living Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up a duck egg and some buttered up toast in the Kalorik MAXX 16 quart air fryer oven. And if you've never seen duck eggs before or heard of duck eggs, well, we're going to cook one up, and so let's get cooking right now. Alright, so going to talk about some things before actually starting the cook though, even though I said we're going to get cooking right now. We're going to do a little talk first. This is a duck egg, and so you can see the duck egg. This is a chicken egg. The brown one is the chicken egg. The white one is the duck egg. You can see the kind of difference in size. Try and get them closely together, but you can see the difference in size. This is a large chicken egg. This duck egg, they call it like a jumbo duck egg, but basically, on average, duck eggs are going to be larger than chicken eggs. Duck eggs have almost double the calories of a single chicken egg. They have almost double the fat. They have maybe a third more protein in the duck egg. One other thing the duck egg has more of, it has many times more cholesterol than a chicken egg, several times more in the duck egg. So just some differences there. And since the duck egg has like pretty much double of a lot or more than a chicken egg, I'm not going to eat and I'm not going to cook a chicken egg and a duck egg. There's plenty of chicken egg cooks on this channel, and many of you know I usually, when I do a chicken egg cook, usually I'll do two. So I'm just going to do one duck egg. For you who want to see both cooked and all that, sorry, but we're doing a duck egg here. And if you want to see chicken eggs, plenty of those on this channel. Lots and lots of chicken egg cooks. But what I'm going to also do, I've got some butter that I melted. I put it on 175 on that middle rack level for 2 minutes from the fridge. And it basically melted pretty good. I mean, it was like partially melted when I pulled it out, but it just sitting here on the counter, it finished melting. So basically got some melted butter that I'm just spreading onto the bread. Now I do want to mention with the bread, I'm going to be cooking everything on the middle rack level. Bread is supposed to be on a rack level higher when you're toasting bread. So this bread is going to have a slightly more cooked bottom than the top. Well, a good bit more cooked bottom than the top, because I'm not going to have it on the correct rack level for toasting bread, but I don't want to mess up my duck egg as I cook my duck egg. So we're going to be using the middle rack level instead of the higher rack level, which would be more appropriate for toast. But I'm going to go ahead and take my buttered up bread, just set it with the buttered side up right there. Going to take my duck egg. I've got this larger, wider ramekin sprayed with some extra light olive oil, so things won't stick as much. It probably will still stick some, but not as much, because I've always found eggs stick some, but maybe the duck egg won't stick at all. We'll see. Now, duck egg, from what I've been told, is harder to crack than a chicken egg, but we're going to go ahead and try and, yeah, it takes a bit more pounding. It's a bit more resilient than a chicken egg, that's for sure. So I'm just pounding and pounding. It's got a pretty thick membrane on the wall of the shell, and notice that. So it's a little tougher to crack. But we got it open. And we've got our duck egg and the ramekin there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the cooker next to my bread. I'm going to get my hands washed and I'll be right back. So I've gotten all cleaned up. I was like drizzling a little of the duck juice from the open egg on my arm even as I had that shell over my arm. So I had to get cleaned up there. And so closing the cooker up, I've also turned the light off so you can better see the display. And I'm hitting the air fry button to go to the air fry options. Going to leave it on air fry and going to just press the button in. I'm going to take the cooking time down to 10 minutes. If we need more, I can always add it. Then I give it a tap. And I'm trying to, well, yeah, give it a tap so I can go to temperature. I'm going to go down to 350 for temperature. So we're going to do 10 minutes air fry 350, hit start. And going to let that cook for a while. We'll see how things look. I'll bring you on back. So we're about 3 minutes into the cook. And I did want to mention that I did let the cooker fully cool down after warming up that butter. So the cooker was fully cool when this cook started so that we get a good idea of how long things take. But we're just now 4 minutes in, and I'm starting to see that duck egg. It's starting to it looks like it's fully cooking. It's almost fully cooked. It definitely cooks faster than the chicken egg. I'm going to let it go 5 minutes, just go at even 5, because I do want my toast to spend a little time in there too. So I'm going to let it go 5, and then I'm going to pull it. So basically, in like 1 minute or less than 1 minute, I'm going to maybe pull things, or at least stop and look at things. And we do have the auto pause door when we open up, which is really nice. So I'm going to just go on in here in a moment and see what we got. Alright, so 5 minutes have passed. I'm opening up. I'm going on in. And it looks like the duck egg is almost fully cooked. I mean, it's coming along. I want to give it 2 more minutes, which means that some of that part that's white is going to be a little more cooked. But I want to give it a couple more minutes and see what we get. Alright, I've let it go about 6 minutes. But the egg's looking really, yeah, I think that egg's really, done. I think it's done now. So that's about 6 minutes, not even 7 minutes. Duck egg definitely cooks faster than chicken egg, even though duck egg is bigger, and as far as its fat content and such, and maybe that's why it cooks faster. We got our toast here. We see that's, pretty well cooked. Now, like I said, the bottom, because I didn't use the right rack level, well, actually, I didn't use the right rack level, but the bottom didn't cook very much. That's interesting. Probably because I'm only cooking at 350. If I were cooking that at like 400, 450, the bottom would have been very heavily cooked, while the top would have been less cooked, has been my experience. So I'm just cutting my bread in half so that I can have myself a little egg sandwich here. And going to, for the egg, going to try and get it on out of the ramekin here. Just using this silicone spatula to try and loosen up the edges. The cooker does its little cool down routine. It'll stop in a moment. Alright. Here we go. There's our cooked duck egg. We'll set that on down there. So we can go ahead and do a taste test. I'll just put the top on it with you when we start our taste test. But I forgot, since I stopped the cook early, I needed to turn the cooker off. So I'm used to it doing its cool down thing, and when the fan started going, I thought, oh, it's just doing its cool down, but I didn't turn it off yet. So now it's off. Now we'll do our taste test. So thank God for this egg sandwich. I'm going to put the lid on it. And the cooker is still doing its cool down thing, but now it'll stop in a moment at some point. I'm just kind of sopping up a little of the excess melted butter that was on the plate. But thank God for this egg sandwich, and let's do a taste. I hope you don't mind I do one more bite, just for taste test, you gotta taste. Okay, the duck egg tastes pretty good. Tastes pretty good. As you can tell, it you know, it was cooked, nice sunny side up cooked. The cooker did a good job with that. It cooks faster than a normal chicken egg would. Well, I mean, duck eggs are normal too. Why am I saying normal chicken egg? Anyway. The duck egg, it tastes good. I'll say that a chicken egg probably is a little more flavorful, just as far as a robust flavor. Chicken egg does not taste bad at all. There's nothing bad about a duck egg. Duck egg doesn't taste bad. Chicken egg just has a more robust flavor than a duck egg. Is what I'm finding. But duck egg tastes very good. Duck egg is good. It's just the chicken egg has this more robustness to the flavor. It's not like, oh, I'm going to run and get a chicken egg, or oh, I'm going to go get a duck egg. Duck eggs are good, chicken eggs are good. Whichever you prefer, you can go with. I do think that most people would probably go for the chicken egg just because it has a little bit more robustness of flavor. The duck egg doesn't have as much flavor, like it's just not as robust a flavor there at all. So it's good, but it's just not as robust a flavor coming out of it as all. But it's all good. It's good. And so, if you want to try duck eggs, you can try them out yourself. And so, I always like to use local farmers, but, whatever you want to use, that's your choice. And so, with all of that said, in the video description, there'll be like a link to a printable version of the recipe, referral link for if you want to get this cooker, pay the same price, help the channel, my cookbook, merch, memberships, donations, all that stuff. And so, with all of that said, if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon, and good eating.